100 dogs are now safe after being recovered from what's being called a terrible case of neglect. They were rescued from a home in Ray County, and most of them were scared, dirty, and matted. Reporter Shannon Smith spoke with Animal Control as well as volunteers who are now working to get these dogs cleaned up and rehomed.
This was the scene at the Ray County Animal Shelter. Volunteers poured in after learning that dozens of neglected dogs needed serious help.
We got an anonymous call about just concerned citizen that's heard about the status of these animals and just wanted us to check on it.
Shelter Director Cheyenne Swafford says when she went to check out the animals, she was not prepared for what she saw.
It was absolutely horrible. I mean, deplorable conditions. As you know, any animal ever can tell you, I mean, it just breaks your heart to see.
About 100 dogs, all under 15 pounds, mostly Yorkies and Chihuahuas. They're matted, dirty, and living in their own filth. Swafford thought she was walking into a puppy mill, only to learn it was owner irresponsibility that led to this many neglected dogs.
The way it was set up, you would assume that they are breeding and so on, but it's more of a matter of the animals not being able to be spayed and neutered and then breeding and breeding and breeding and breeding.
She says the owner fully cooperated with Animal Control and would not comment on possible charges as the Sheriff's Department is still investigating. But people all around East Tennessee stepped up to help.
No, I actually came from Chattanooga.
UTC student Kelsey Fain made the drive out to volunteer after learning about the dogs on Facebook.
They're just really scared, and you can tell that they've been through like trauma, and it breaks my heart.
She ended up adopting this one. A Knoxville couple made the drive down to adopt one of the pups, too.
We're willing to pay whatever it takes, and we're going to take her to a vet first thing in the morning, so, you know, just whatever it takes.
Volunteers bathed, shaved, and helped give these dogs a chance at new life, and they're confident they'll all find good homes. In Ray County, Shannon Smith, Fox 43.
And about 40 dogs went to the Humane Society in Chattanooga. More of them went to Nashville. And Swafford says all the animals should be rescued, fostered, or adopted soon.